Template enhancements, additional related items. In this lesson, we will enhance our template to allow users to specify related items. This is quite interesting and it's quite useful. This will allow users to click on an item and highlight related items. So this could be good for identifying the critical path or items that should be highlighted together. It is something very powerful and requires a few interesting tricks. And to get this working, we have to update our template to take into account the actually related items, and then we have to upgrade our Tableau workbook. So let's start off with Excel. So we are going to upgrade and update our data source again. This time what I want to put here is a column called related items. It looks very simple, and what I want to do is put in something codified. So we're going to use #1. Looks strange for now, but bear with me. Let's #2. Perfect, it's populated for us. So each item is related to itself. How about if it's also related to number 2, for example? I have no idea what this is doing. I don't want this. I want that to go away. Let's say this is related to item number 1, so it highlights itself. 2. Let's say that when you click on item 2, it highlights itself, also 3 and 4. When you click on B, doesn't do anything. Once when you click on 6, highlight 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's highlight everything. As you can see, we just have a simple code where if you click on one item, what do you highlight? So if you click on ID 1, you highlight 1 and 2, 2 you highlight 3 and 4. This looks strange, but this is what you call codifying, something that we are going to leverage in Tableau. So with this done, save the file. Let's go into Tableau and refresh, and then let's make this magic happen. So now with our data updated, I want us to refresh our data source. Hopefully we will see this new column emerge. There we have it. And now what we're going to do is create a few very interesting things. Firstly, I want us to wrap this around with a table calculation. So let's call this TC related items, as we've done many times, so that we have this. And now we're going to do something kind of interesting. I want us to create a parameter, and I want to call this @selected item. I want this to be, well, let's just leave it as a string because the ID is a string. Let's click OK. Now I'm going to create a additional calculation, and I always like using new functions that I don't normally use. Related highlight contains, I very rarely use that by the way, TC related items. Now I'm just going to put hash plus @ selected items. There we have it. So we're saying if the selected items exist within this string, then highlight. So now that we have this, let's actually apply a parameter action and some highlight actions. So let's go to worksheets, actions. Let's add a parameter action. Let's call this set selected item. We are going to change the following parameter, and we are going to use item ID and none. Let's click OK. Let's show this parameter. So hopefully you can see when we click on, let's remove the tooltips for now, just to make life a bit easier to see. But you can see that when you click on the following, it changes. That's actually pretty good. Let's go and have a look at this again. There we go. Nice and simple. Yep. Now what I want us to do is create a highlighter. So let's go to worksheet, actions. Let's have a highlight action. Before we do this, let's take related highlight and drop it into tooltip. Let's drop it not to tooltips, to detail. Make sure we enable the table calculation to be used via path bin. Let's go to worksheets, actions, highlight, and let's select related actions and see what this does. So you can see right now, if I click end, you can see that it's actually highlighting now based on the settings. So if selected item is free, this is what happens. And as you can see, this is actually pretty neat because it allows you to highlight or click on an item and have the related items highlighted as well. So again, this hopefully can tease your imagination. Again, this similar technique has been used by various organizations. So hopefully you can apply this as well. The key is that what we have now is the ability to highlight a critical path or select your related items. Now bear in mind, with all of this that we've done so far, imagine if this was productionized for your database. If you could enable a way of highlighting related items, or implementing a color scheme, or having additional attributes, URLs, drill throughs. But this takes us to the end of the creation of our template, and in the next section we will be applying.